Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Bobby J on 30A. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, here with Bobby Johnson. Bobby Johnson.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, sir. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Do you listen to podcasts?
What's that?
Do you listen to podcasts?
Yeah, I do.
I listen to them at like...
I'm getting more into it now.
Are you?
I'm learning more about it.
It's fun to listen at like 1.5 speed so you can move through them faster, but sometimes I talk really fast, so it'd be really awesome to hear that introduction I just did at 1.5 speed.
You're a natural. You're really good, and I get a lot of comments about you.
Oh, good. Well, thank you. Well, it's just it's just relationship, and which is actually a good segue because what we're talking about today is like, how do you build a relationship-based business? I'm interested in this because I see a lot of people in this technology day and age get really sidetracked by the shiny tools of technology and completely forget about relationships. And I know that you're great at relationships. So I want to pick your brain today about building a relationship-based business.
I just did on a note. You said something that just reminded me about relationship. You know, one of the things, I use a real estate coach, and he says we've become very high tech when we should be high touch.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm grateful that I believe real estate is about relationships. Right.
Yep.
Because, when I got in this, there wasn't any of this. Right.
Right.
And we had to be involved in the community, and we had to do the things that we needed to do to get a business. Right. And so naturally for me, I like to talk. I like to be involved in things. And I like to, I don't know. I like people. I like to have friends, and so as far as the relationship side of real estate, for me, it was a natural thing, Yeah. And so, Chris, when a new agent comes to me and they want to develop their business, and I talk about, the relationship side of it.
Yep.
Or as Bob Parks says with I think he's with the Premier Property Group. I think he's one of the owners there. He talks about it as ninja real estate, right?
Oh, uh-huh.
Which is not a term that I really love because it sounds a tad misleading. It's not misleading at all, but it's some are natural at it and some are not, right? I think I lean to a more natural side. And I don't know if it's which came first, the chicken or the egg. I just did it naturally, right? Yeah. I think some people get it more into trying to do it. Right. And I don't know that you can fake relationships, right? Can you?
I don't think so. I think people smell it if you try to fake it, I mean, you might try to fake it, but I think the people you're faking it with will probably pick up on it, right? I mean, and what I would say is, a tribe knows their own. So are you familiar with the DISC profile, the DISC behavioral?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like, you got like 4 different quadrants of humanity, and you've got on one side, you've got task-oriented people, and on the other side, you have people-oriented people. Yep. And I think for people-oriented people, relationship is more natural.
That's right.
But task-oriented people still have relationships. It's just the way they do the relationship is more task-oriented.
That's right. Yeah.
It's still relationship.
Totally. Yeah.
It's still relationship.
And I think with if you can really find where you are, I mean, I think the test now is even free, right? I mean, you can go online and figure out where you are.
Yeah, just type in free DISC test and you'll.
And here's the beauty of it for relationship real estate, relationship business, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Is that once you have a relationship, your odds are better, right? When I get a lead from the internet, what does that look like, right? Here's what a lead looks like. This is a magazine years ago. Someone picks up a magazine, they set it down.
Right.
That's an internet lead today.
Yeah.
We didn't have that years ago, right?
Right.
So I spend time, I email these people. Yeah, we're interested. Yeah. They drag me along a little bit, right? But my friends that I have a relationship don't do that to me. They don't fire. Right. They hire me. I find when I'm listing their home, they're more apt to let me communicate with them with price reductions. They're loyal.
Right.
In my opinion, internet leads are not loyal, right? So if you build a business based on internet leads or high tech stuff, right? What I find is that your value and return is low.
Yeah.
But when I go out into the community and I show my value, I develop friends along the way, I develop a real solid business based on relationships, you know?
How do you, so you've been in business for 20 plus years, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I mean, you've had multiple businesses, probably even longer than that, but you've been in real estate specifically for 20 some years.
Plus years. I grew up in it. My stepfather's a contractor. So
how do you nurture over 20 years? How do you nurture relationship? Because I think some people are like good in the moment, but then sort of like forget about their people after the moment's over.
I think it's trust, you know, is probably the number one thing, and finding good portals to keep people. I feel like we're not necessarily in the, you know, like McDonald's is not in the hamburger business. McDonald's is in the real estate business. We're not in the real estate business for starters, right? So we meet people, right? And then we develop systems to put them in a system, right? Yeah. And then find ways in that system to grow it and then go back and touch them. Now, the trick is when you're touching them, I know that sounds weird, but right. You're touching them with value. You're interested in them. And I think for my success has been that I am. You know, and so, you know, I'll give you an example. I always like to try to put a story with things. Yeah. These people come into real estate offices like they do used car lots, right? You know, in the used car lot, or you drive around in a circle. And you get out of the car, the person comes running up to you. Right. You know? The real estate offices, they typically come in with 1 foot in the door, and they don't want to talk to anybody, right? Yeah. So years ago, someone came in and they needed some help, but they tell me right away that they had a real estate agent. Right. So that's how they do. I already work with somebody. Everybody works with somebody. And my daughter was working there at a time, and I wanted to kind of show her a little lesson. Right. So they came in, and I spent a lot of time talking to them. I never talked one time about real estate. They already had an agent. Right. Yeah. So why am I going to talk to them about real estate? So, I showed an interest in them. I talked about their kids. I had a cast net in the back of the truck. I showed their son how to throw a cast net, and ended up giving that cast net to them as I was going to get a new one. And it was literally within 30 minutes, they called back after they left, and they said that they had let their agent go and that they wanted to hire me to be their real estate agent. Wow. And I told my daughter when they left that that's how this would play out. And she got to see it firsthand. And I said, realize I never mentioned anything about real estate. Okay. Yeah. But I took an interest in them. And to this day, they're lifelong friends. Wow. So when they come in town, there's not a question of who they're going to call for real estate. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. They're going to call me, and then they send their friends, and hey, this guy's not just there to sell. People don't want to be sold. Right. Yeah. Which, by the way, if I can just make a connection here of like, how do you use technology in relationship? And I think you creating the show is a great example of that, where you're like, this is not about selling real estate. You and I had that conversation before we ever started the show. Like, it's not about real estate, but it is, but it's not. You're right. Yeah. What's great about video in this day and age is that people feel like they get to know you. And when you share content about, like last episode, we talked about, the tool belt of life and how do we deal with stress. That's like talking to somebody about a cast net. That's like, we're talking about stress. It has nothing to do with real estate. Right. But people feel connected to you through that video. And most people are trying to use technology to sell. Yeah. We're using technology to build relationship. That's right. Yeah. And they want to see it. Again, it goes back to trust. Right. Video helps us with that. I always tell new agents, try to find a way to bring yourself to the forefront of it. And video helps that. Now, here's the best part of that. Yeah. With what I'm experiencing with what you and I are doing is that the people that are now calling me based on that have been seeing these things. And I'm not out there attacking it and trying to figure out a way to totally do spins and advertise it, make it a big thing. Right. Because I can only handle so much anyways, right? Right. But the people that are calling me are really good quality. Yeah. To me, they may not be to you, but to me, they already click with me. Yeah. They get me already. So they they call up. They might even ask me about a couple of the topics we talked about.
Yep.
They feel more human to me. Keep in mind, with real estate in a relationship component, this isn't just about me clicking with or them clicking with me. It's me clicking with them. You know, I got to like this arrangement as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big component as well.
I like that I think if I think about like how to build a relationship-based business, I think part of it is it's easy for us to try to make everything into a model or a system or a way to build relationships. But I think if you just be who you are, sometimes that's at the foundation of building a relationship-based business, because the people you attract they're going to jive with you. Otherwise they wouldn't have reached out to you.
That's right. And you grow them 1, 2, 3 at a time, right?
Yep.
Next thing you know, you've developed this business of solid, loyal people that get you. We live in a world where everybody wants it really quick, right? There's no way around that. I sometimes I see frustration for new agents or people maybe that have been in the business that don't have this approach.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, if you build it slowly, one business at a time, you know, we talked about the Coca-Cola, right? I mean, I've shared that. Did we talk about Coca-Cola and their marketing and advertising?
It feels familiar. Refresh me.
Really fast. So I lost this big listing one time and they didn't hire me. You know, lo and behold, it was an internet lead. They called me up. They were going to be in town. They wanted to interview me, right?
Yeah.
My friends don't do that, right? They call me up. Hey, we want to list our house. We get started, right?
Yeah.
So I'm prepared for this $4 million listing and I don't get it. I was pretty upset. And my coach said, Bobby, do you drink Coca-Cola? And I said, no, I don't really drink any Coca-Cola. He goes, well, imagine that. Coke spends all that money and Bobby Johnson doesn't use their product. You know, not everybody's going to use your product, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, they may already have had somebody lined up along the way, right? What you're going to do is with relationship type business or real estate, you're going to grow it one person at a time, right? You don't get that one, you might get another one. Now, the trick to this, and I'll say it 1,000,000 times, each one of those people need to get into a system where you capture them, right?
Yeah.
And then you remember ways to touch them. Yep. So I have a system where it reminds me to call people, you know, and it's not every day. I don't call them all, but I call 3 or 4 a day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I check in on them. I check in on their life. I don't ask them really about real estate. I really don't. I don't really talk about real estate on a regular basis with them. When they're ready to talk about real estate, they'll call me.
Yeah. Yes. I love that. Well, I think that's it, man. I think relationship is somehow undervalued in this digital day and age. And yet it's the thing that will recession proof your business. Like when you have relationships, you have the insulation that you need in your business. Plus I think it's just more enjoyable, you know? So
totally. We're in a, think about it again. Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh yeah, you're good.
High tech, high touch. So it can also form a little bit of depression. Where am I going to advertise? Where am I going to market? What am I going to do, man? Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. Chris, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know what? A simple phone call and a knock on a door brings somebody a gift card that you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Checking on their family. You know, your neighbor's garbage is out, roll it up to the door. All of that stuff. But do it from your heart.
Yeah.
And the rest just kind of follows.
Yeah, it's good. I love this reminder in this day and age. Thanks for bringing this to our attention. Listen, do you know, do you have any real estate stuff, like a property or anything you want to share? Sometimes you do that, but you don't have to do it every time.
Well, you know what? Today, you know, for all my real estate is 38localrealestate.com. I've got a couple new listings on there. Take a peek. But today I'm introducing my new tagline. So,
yeah, I like it. The catchphrase, the tagline.
The catchphrase for end of my shows.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is this how I can expect for you to sign off on the rest of our shows moving forward?
You bet. And I'll tell you what, this thought chases me. Okay. My wife said that one time to me about something chasing me, and it does. This thing, like, constantly when I make a mistake or when I do right, it can be there for all the time. So here's my catchphrase. Is that what it's called? A catchphrase?
Catchphrase, a tagline.
All right. Anyone that knows me can guess already what it is, probably. Hey, Bev, can you get it?
No. She's already got it.
All right, she got it. But you are your choices. So remember, you are your choices.
I love it. We'll be like, thanks, Bobby. This is a great episode. And you'll say, hey, you got it, Chris. Remember, you are your choices. Cut. And we'll cut, right?
There you go.
We'll cut it. All right. Good stuff, Bobby. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.